Hello, you guys. Thank you for joining me at today's today's episode of Depression is Not for the Weak. My name is Nicole Harrington, and today's topic is going to be about what depression really means, as well as what is meditation. So this episode is only going to be about 10 minutes. That's about how long they are. So please just watch till the end and subscribe because my topics are quick and I like to be concise. So here, let's go. What is depression? Really? Like, what is depression? Well, if you've been following me, then you know narrative, evidence, and identity are the three pillars to understanding depression. And today we're talking about we're talking about a narrative piece, because the narrative is what depression really sinks its teeth into. It's what are you saying to yourself? What are you repeating? What is going on in your life that is causing you depression? And often it can follow some kind of trauma or some kind of experience. Let's say you went through a traumatic event, or someone said something that was really hurtful. All of the reasons that we can be depressed are good reasons, because the narrative that we're explaining is that this is important to us. Whatever it is that happened is important, and that's why it's important, because it keeps showing up in our life and it keeps rearing its head around saying, hey, my name's depression and this is the story you're telling me because it's true. And there's so many reasons why it's true, right? And by the way, I'm not making a joke out of like a really sad situation, even though it's nice to laugh. I'm trying to show the fact that if you're experiencing depression from an event, it's because that event was important. Okay, so because we know that event is important, we should be able to look at it. We say, hey, depression, where are you really stemming from? And this is another reason why I bring up meditation in the same breath as I am what is depression. Because when we're experiencing depression, if we were to sit down and try and meditate, it might look a lot like repeating the event that we experienced, repeating that thing that person said to us that was really mean. Like, we don't like that person anymore, so stop hanging out with them, right? Repeating whatever it is that's causing you depression because it's important. So what is meditation? It's where you sit down, and there's lots of ways to meditate, but one way is where you sit down and you try and calm your mind. You try and listen to your mind. Okay, so when you're already experiencing depression, when you sit down, I tried to start saying this part. When you sit down, you're going to repeat that in your mind, the event, right? Potentially. And like and subscribe, leave me some love comment, like just a heart, if you can resonate. That resonates and it reminds you of what you're experiencing right now. Okay? No one will even know if you just leave me a heart. So, it can also look like that. Right there, I had no thoughts in my head. It can also look like meditation can look like taking a break from reality. And if you haven't been meditating before you became depressed, then it's going to be a lot harder to clear your mind. It's harder to clear your mind because you are experiencing depression, and there's something that's happening in your life that is important to you and is causing you pain because it's not the way you want it to be. That is the depression definition, right? Because it's causing us pain because it's important to us. So let's say like did some crazy stuff, and I posted all about it online. I posted to you guys, which this is an honest, true story that has happened to me in the past. Posted all this weird stuff, bunch of like wrong spelling. No one understood what I was saying. Like I looked like I was crazy. Okay. So let's say that really happened. And I understood all of it, but you, like, I'm going so fast that it just like got posted wrong, let's say. Okay. And now after the event, I calm down and I say, and I look back at my work and I'm like, what did I can either laugh at it, which is a good mode of transportation in this example, but it's also very hard to do because laughing at yourself can also cause you depression. It can cause that feeling of like, oh my gosh, like this really happened. You're laughing about it and you're not actually working through the trauma, okay? So this is where depression can come. I had an event, I had something that happened to me, and now I can choose to look back and be depressed about it, or what do you do? Let me know in the comments. What do you do right now? Because if you haven't been meditating and you haven't been working on healthy habits, now we're getting into a bit of identity piece. If I'm surrounding myself all the time with people who constantly put me down, constantly telling me I'm stupid, constantly complain to me and just like ignore my feelings. They don't even care that I'm there. They just need someone to like talk at, honestly, is what that is. Then if I'm already in a position where I'm surrounding myself with the wrong crowd, I'm surrounding myself with things that remind me that I'm not going anywhere, I've left my dreams, you know what I mean? I hope you don't. If I'm already getting evidence that my life sucks and there's nothing I can do about it, then when you experience an event, you're potentially going to have more depression because you're going to look back and be like embarrassed, and that is cause for depression. So as much as meditation is important to be practicing every single day, which means just checking in with your thoughts. So most of the time meditation, people think like it's no thoughts, which I did say that earlier, right? It's like no thoughts, but it can also be a check-in with your thoughts. So if you're experiencing depression, then check in with your thoughts. You are meditating if you check in with your thoughts. Check in with the narrative. How are you explaining something? Are you really embarrassed, or are you like laughing because there's typos, or are you like, I'm glad I posted all that, it's in the past, I'm happy it's out, and I can continue to move on? Like, what is the narrative you are explaining? Okay, narrative. How are you talking to yourself? So you can sit in meditation and say, what thoughts are coming up to me right now? What is happening? If you're experiencing depression, it's probably sad. If you're not experiencing depression, then try and calm your mind and be still. Because I so much believe, and I've been doing a lot of work with Dr. Joe Dispenza. If you have not read his books, I very much suggest it. Start with Becoming Supernatural. And he talks a lot about, well, I don't remember what I was going to say because I just got sidetracked. But basically, like, listen to what it is that's going on to your brain. Really look at your brain and say, what is going on in there? What am I saying to myself? What am I repeating constantly? And that's why this topic today, which we're about to wrap it up right now in 2 minutes, is about the definition of depression as well as the definition of meditation. Because meditation can be about learning a resource to look inward. Meditation can be a resource to look at your mind and say, what are you thinking about right now? What words are you using to describe certain things? So let me know. Remember, drop a heart in the comments, because I'm just a normal human being who's trying to help you understand, because I have cured my depression, and I have not cured my depression because I still experience it every single day, but I am at a point where depression does not faze me, and I think of it as a resource. So I'll see you next time.